Hello and good morning to everyone in the Medford Public Schools community. I want to wish you a happy Fells Day. This is Mr. Tuden coming at you from Fells Tower in the Middlesex Fells Reservation at sunrise. This is one of my favorite spots in all of Medford. It's a great short height for exercise, and the view never disappoints. Just to point out a few things, in the horizon, the biggest out there is Boston. Then over to our left, we have Everett. And closer to us is Medford, all beneath Wrights Tower. We got 93, we've got more Medford and Somerville. And then a few prominent locations. Right in the center of the screen, it might be hard to see, is the wind turbine at the Andrews and McGlynn Middle Schools. But when you come up here, you can see church towers, you can see the tops of many homes, you might see yours even. It's overall a great place to find perspective on this community. And that's what Fells Day is all about. Unfortunately though, this year we can't bring hundreds of students into this beautiful place and teach them about the environment. So that's why today I have a lesson for you on perhaps the most important environmental issue of all, and that's climate change. So now if you'll follow me just down to the whiteboard here, you see, to understand climate change, there's only three main points to know. The first point is the sun, the second point is the earth, and the third is the sky, otherwise known as the atmosphere. So the way these three usually work is in a balance that for thousands of years created the ideal conditions for life to thrive on Earth. And what happens is, first, energy from the sun in the form of light and heat comes down to our planet and it hits the surface. From there, it does one of three things. If it hits land, then it could be absorbed by plants, helping them grow. If it hits the ocean, it will cause weather systems that we experience on a daily basis. And if it hits something like earth, something like rock, or anything reflective, most of it gets bounced back into outer space. Now, this, like I said, had a harmony for thousands of years, up until around 150 years ago, when the Industrial Revolution started. That was a time when human beings started to take pieces of the earth, pieces like coal or gas or oil or even burning wood, all to make energy. Now, that was great for powering machines and lighting our homes and really helping with society. But for too long, nobody really understood or paid enough attention to the gases, particularly carbon dioxide, that when you burn something like fossil fuels, gets released into the atmosphere. So just picture lots of little pieces of the earth now, for a century or more, have been filling up our skies. That means now when the sun's rays come down to our planet, instead of bouncing back off into space, they hit a piece of carbon dioxide or some other gas out there, and they bounce back down to the planet. Now, this is a problem because heat that should have otherwise been escaping is now trapped. So when you hear the term global warming, that's exactly what this refers to, where the sun's energy, because of human changes to the environment, gets stuck within our atmosphere, causing more energy and more heat to be all around us. Now, this has many negative consequences. For example, if it hits the ocean and stays there, you wind up getting more powerful weather systems, things like hurricanes and cyclones, that can cause a lot of damage to cities and often displace people from where they live. Now, if it hits land, something that could happen is what you've seen in California and Australia over the last few years, And that could be wildfires or, in general, just drought and other things that harm our environment. Now, all of this is readily visible, but also we have been warming the planet overall. And even though it's only about 4 degrees Fahrenheit warmer, that is enough to do things like melt the polar ice caps. So at the North and South Pole, where there's a bunch of ice, all of that has been melting steadily, and you'll see it start to erode coastline even more than it currently is. So again, lots of homes and where people live are going to look a lot different, but it doesn't have to be that way. You see, since it's man-made climate change, that means people have the power to fix this. The number one most important way to do that is by limiting your carbon footprint. That means using as little energy as possible. Another important thing to do is talk to your friends and family about all these important issues, because it's going to take every one of us to make a difference and change the world so it becomes a better place. Now, I'm going to get back up and show you the horizon one last time, because it is really a beautiful place that we live. We need to protect it as much as possible. That was the point of the Middlesex Fells Reservation in the first place. And that's the point of Fells Day entirely, is just to get out in nature, appreciate it for all its true beauty and natural value, and do whatever you can to cherish and respect that. So I hope you enjoyed this video this morning, and I hope that at some point today or in the near future you can get out into the woods and see a side of Medford that maybe you didn't know was there, but one day I hope you can all grow to love. So once again, happy Fells Day, and good luck to everyone out there in these trying times.